All right, here we go. Podcast week 7. About I had a really dry throat and like voice crack when I introduced the show.
Yeah, it's because it's like 1,000 degrees in this country right now.
All right, here we go. Podcast week 7. We should be obsessed with global warming.
It's
Exaggerated.
hot as
1,000
fuck
degrees.
everywhere in this country at the moment.
You have AC in your place though, right?
Yeah, it's like a jet engine taking off. Like every
That's right. That's
every
right.
time it's on, like I'll like call like anybody, and I'll be like talking to like my grandfather. I'll be like, "What's that in the background?" I'm like, "All right, it's fucking AC. It's all relaxed." is that a 747? Like, all right, let's make ridiculous exaggerations about what's in the. Yeah, I have a jumbo jet sitting in my apartment.
Well, they get those like industrial sized like ones, probably for your studio, right?
Yeah, it works really well, but
Because it's like it sits like in the floor almost too, right? It's like one of those ones.
yeah. I mean, it's
Yeah.
like against the wall, but it's like a whole like unit. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
it doesn't bother me. But like everybody I talk to is like, if it's on in the background, they hear it.
Here's what it is. It's like you got to live in like a huge house to have like a quiet air conditioning. Even
Yeah.
mine, like it's like you can hear like the air return. If you have like a return, you can just hear it. It's like super fucking loud and there's blowing so much air.
Yeah, I mean, I guess some people will be really sensitive to it. I don't care.
All right.
Like, I guess some people are like, "Oh my god, it's so loud!" I'm like, "All right, I guess it doesn't bother me."
All right, week 7. So we're I don't know, like it's random shit's going on, right? I feel like there's this random stuff happening like everywhere. Like all of a sudden sports were over. We thought we were done with sports, and then suddenly the ice for Toronto Raptors champagne for the NBA championship. How was that?
Just shutting a drawer. Sorry.
The ice for the Toronto Raptors champagne isn't even melted yet, and we're already like on to the next season.
Because the
You know
NBA
how
has
ridiculous this? Because NBA free agency just started yesterday.
yeah, and it's become an event now, like NFL free agency or NFL draft. It's like these sports have to stay relevant outside of their season. So they can't let like baseball have it the summer. It's like we got to have like a couple weeks in the late spring, early summer.
It seems weird because it's almost like the season doesn't really matter. Like if you're the final 4 teams, right? You're super into it. But if you're like some middling team, you kind of like enjoy the season and you're like, okay, whatever. Then you just hope to like for free agency. I don't know. It's just a weird thing. Like free agency, the way the NBA makes it, it's bigger than the championships, bigger than the games. There's more coverage about where guys are going to do, where's their next move, rather than okay, let's talk about how much this like championship was amazing. Like no one cares about Toronto Raptors at all anymore.
I would say it's equal. I don't know if it's bigger, but the thing is, like
I feel
everybody
like it's
wrote
bigger.
Toronto off like immediately. I was reading all the articles after they won the championship. Well, not all the
Yeah.
articles, but they were like, "Yeah, Toronto won, but what's going to happen to Golden State next year?" Or like, "Toronto won, but like in
Yeah.
5 years they'll be like, wow, that was amazing," when they're like a 7 seed. It's like, okay, so we're already like writing them off as like an anomaly. They're not
That's
even
what I
getting
mean.
a shot. There was
No.
such a weird atmosphere after Toronto won. It was like we all had to accept that this was just like this fluke. And now let's all talk about like how good Golden State will continue to be.
That's exactly my point. It's like, okay, where's Durant going to go? So the championship is just like a blip, you know. But
Yeah.
they should have like coverage of I don't know. I mean, maybe that's old news because they won. It's like the season's over. But it's like you can't even enjoy the championship because like the season's over. I feel like this is true for all sports too. You win the championship, the season's over, and then you're like, no one gives a shit about like your sport anymore, you know.
Yeah, I was watching when free agency started. I was watching like a tracker because there are all these rumors and like it's 6 o'clock and there was like a
Yeah.
24 countdown. It was like boop 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 going down to like 0. And it's like, oh my god! And then it hits 0 and it's like dead for like 20 minutes. It's so anticlimactic. And then it's like, okay, Kyrie signed. And then it just starts like, it's so like it's so hyped, and then it's really not that exciting because everything that they said would happen happens. There's no surprises.
Yeah.
It's not like KD goes to like the Jazz. It was like, okay, we knew he was probably going to go to the Nets.
Yeah.
That's what ruins it too. It's like it's all these rumors, and you basically know where everyone's going to go, and then it's just making it official.
I feel like
There's no surprises. The surprises
yeah.
are like Malcolm Brogdon getting traded, and it's like, okay, great, cool. You just miss it because like you're focused on like the big names, and then it's like when it all dies down, you're like, oh, cool, I guess he's on a different team now. like this random B-level player.
I totally agree. It seems like that the agents of the players and even like the GMs, all they do is try to leak information constantly throughout the year, for the off season, to try to maneuver like their client or their team to like go to a certain place. So you have all this buildup where it's not like there's no secrets anymore. There's no like, okay, oh, I heard out of nowhere like this is happening. I mean, I guess maybe like Kawhi is the exception to that because he doesn't have anybody in his corner that does that.
Mm-hmm.
But like, what's Braun's Rich Paul, right? Like,
Yeah.
guy's super annoying. Like he's like a Hollywood agent, you know, like he's making all this noise about AD wanting to leave and like flips out. He's pretty much like controlling the narrative for everything. So these agents are just leaking all this stuff to like Woj and like it's kind of crazy. It's supposed to be like a non-tampering period. Like all these conversations were supposed to start yesterday at 6 p.m., but they've been had
right for
as
months.
long as for months.
Well, they were saying, I was reading, I guess it was like ESPN or one of those networks was like, if you're a GM just starting to talk to potential free agents at like 6 p.m. right when the free agency starts, you're totally fucked.
Like, oh, wait, no.
Yeah. Like,
it's not time.
Yeah. Oh, don't talk to him. It's like, no, they've been talking to him for like fucking weeks.
Oh, no, Adam Silver's going to punish me.
He's going to fly over with his ears and land.
Yeah.
And
he's like,
isn't it crazy how the whole NBA changed in a day? Like, how different is the NBA from after Toronto won? It's totally different now.
NBA NFL. It's almost on par with NFL, I got to say.
But at least in the NFL, you have like some consistency. The NBA has totally changed in a day. Like all of a sudden, the Lakers are a contender. The Warriors were like not a contender, and then they got D'Angelo Russell, so now they're back. Like the Sixers completely overhauled their roster. Like
they signed 4-year deals. That's the longest deal, unless you have those bird rights, which gives you a 5th year. I mean, 5-year deal is not that long. Just think of like, okay, so we'll introduce some of this stuff. So like, all right, Durant and Kyrie signed with the Nets. So Durant signed a 4-year deal. He's only going to play the 3rd year. In the 3rd year, he's only going to play. He's not going to play till the 2nd year. But if it's the type of situation, what if he has like a Gordon Hayward thing where he comes back and he's like 85% for the 2nd year. And all of a sudden, okay, now it's the 3rd year, and then you're like, okay, where's he going to go next? Like it immediately starts up right again as to like what's going to happen.
Yeah, I remember.
It's so short. It's not like, okay, he signed an 8-year deal. You're like, okay, he's committed. Like he's committed long term. Let's do this.
When Zion got drafted, and everyone was like, okay, the Pelicans, like, it's going to be terrible. He's going to like New Orleans, and everyone's like, yeah, just wait 6 years, and then he'll be able to pick his team. Like when he becomes a free agent, it's all about. There's no loyalty in the NBA. It's all just like
there's no loyalty on both sides. I mean, the curse of Isaiah Thomas, Celtics version. It could be a thing, you know.
Yeah, but it's just, I don't know. It's ridiculous. There's nobody. It's all about money. Like, why did Jimmy Butler go to Miami? He could have gone to like any other situation. He like turned down money from the Sixers to go to Miami. Because I guess he didn't do it for the money, but like,
I think he wants to take it easy. He's not a super hyper competitive guy. He wants to go to Miami. You know, it's like good weather. It's like a party city. He's going to get a huge contract, and he can just kind of chill.
Yeah, but you can get more money and be a contender in Philadelphia.
That's what I'm saying. Maybe he doesn't care. He doesn't care about winning. He doesn't want the pressure. He doesn't want to have like high stakes. He doesn't want this like all this over him. He just wants to take it easy. That's what these guys want.
It's crazy.
So if you're Miami, like, would you go get like a Jimmy Butler T-shirt or jersey, whatever?
And they gutted half the roster. Like you might as well buy a Butler shirt because he's like the only player left. They got rid of everybody.
It's like Manny Machado. He signed $300 million. He got his money, but he's like, hey, I'm okay with not competing for championships. Like I'm just gonna take it easy, get my money, and we'll see how it goes.
That's funny
because there's so much money. No, there's so much money out there, so it's like whatever.
But it's not like I get that, but don't you want to win too? I mean, isn't there a sense?
No, I don't. No, that's exact. I think that's pretty clear.
You just want to get paid as much as he possibly can. But Butler could have gone anywhere else and gotten more money. That's what I don't get. Like he wanted to go to Miami so badly, he would take less money. He'd leave money on the table. He didn't have to go to Philly. He could have gone to Chicago.
But he already is in Chicago. I mean, if you want to be specific, he's in Chicago. He hated it there. And
True.
Miami is the weather, dude. Weather thing is an important thing for some of these guys.
Yeah.
You know?
It's just crazy. No income tax too. So
Yeah.
that helps.
I think these decisions are way more than sports nowadays. It's way more. It's pretty obvious that that's the case with the way that guys move.
And it's so funny too, like when they one of the big NHL free agents, everybody was flipping out because they're like, "Oh my God, his demands are getting insane. He wants $13 million a year over 8 years." It's like, oh my God, like the NBA, that's like what some like veteran minimum. You know, it's not the vet minimum, but that's like that's nothing. That's like you could get like a reserve player for that much money.
Yeah,
the contracts are just insane.
Yeah.
Like the Al Horford deal, like I know you keep saying, like, it's just whatever. It's like, okay, that's what it takes. It doesn't even register to me that he's getting that much money. That's what it takes to get a player like that.
The NFL is worse because NBA guys can move around and fit, but NFL, that's why you try to never let guys get free agents because they get these huge contracts. You're like, okay, why is this guy paid this much money? It's because he was able to get to free agency. You know, you're going to sign a safer deal as an extension. NBA maybe not so much because you have those bird rights, so you have a huge deal, but it's supposed to be an incentive to stay with your team.
But who signed
that deal? Who signs that deal? No one.
Is anybody like Larry Bird or Michael Jordan or who just stays with their team? Nobody stays with their team. Like everybody's leaves.
Well, not anymore. I mean, that's definitely not true. I mean, it's just rare. I mean, it's just too easy to move too.
It's just a different sport. It's just it's always like, what's the best situation for me right now, as opposed to like, let's build something here. It's like, let me just fuck it. I'm just gonna build like a super team.
Yeah. All right. Here we go. So, Sixers now. Everyone is sucking the Sixers' dick. Like they're gonna be number one team. Kawhi's still out in the air. So if he's gonna go back to Toronto, which you say Kawhi is no way he's going to Toronto.
No chance he's going.
I still think there's a possibility. But if he goes to Toronto, Toronto's got to be the favorite in the East. But everyone says the Sixers now. Sixers are favorite.
Yeah, they do. I mean, it's a huge lineup. You have everybody over 6'9" except for Harris. But
is that necessarily a good thing? Like I see length, but
they're going to be good defensively. I mean, they're going to be a top 5 defensive team. Get back to that. They were that.
Yeah, who's going to shoot?
Richardson can shoot. He's like a 3-and-D guy.
He's like average though. He's not that. He's pretty average.
I mean, he's not. You can't rely on him to be your leading scorer every night, but he's going to do kind of what JJ Redick did, and he's going to be your perimeter guy. He's going to lock down.
Oh, yeah, I forgot you have Harris. I forgot you have Harris too. I keep forgetting that.
Yeah, and you have Tobias Harris, who now it's like, all right, you kind of flew under the radar last
Look
year.
at that deal, $185 million. It's ridiculous.
Well, he better live up to it. Now he's going to be the second leading scorer behind Embiid.
Yeah, he probably will be.
The Horford deal I like. I know people are saying, like, well, now you have 2 players at the same position, but, like, look what happened to the Sixers last year when Embiid got hurt, and we were...
It does make sense just for that.
So
if that's all that happens,
yeah,
that's the most important part. Probably more than anything.
He also just signed Kyle Quinn. I don't even know who the fuck that is. I don't know.
That's great. That sounds good.
Yeah, I thought maybe you did. I like it.
Yeah, but that's the thing, and it's like, oh, well, look at that contract in 2 years, and it's like, well, if you win a championship, then you're okay with it. You don't care.
I mean, they were better with Butler, but I guess if you look at it as they traded Butler for Richardson and Horford, okay, that's a fine deal. I mean,
it worked out well. It could have been worse. Like if they didn't get Richardson, you'd be like, okay, what the hell's going on? Because with the guys they lost, no Butler, no JJ. Horford, I don't know. Everyone loves Horford. I feel like he's that type of guy where if you don't watch him, you just hear about him and you're like, oh, everyone says he's so good, so he's going to be good. But when you watch him, you're like, okay, why is this guy making like $35 million a year? Like he should be scoring like 25 points a game, you know?
Right. I mean, that's what I was saying though. It's like I won't even think about that just because the contracts are ridiculous. It's just how it is. So I'm just like, if Horford's a bust, I mean, so be it. I can't even. The contracts are just out of control, you know. So
yeah, it is what it is. You're not going to sign him for like you're not going to sign him for like $225. You know, it's like he just opted out of a $30 million player option. That means he's getting more money somewhere else.
He's a good veteran leader. I hear he's like great in the locker room. Like everybody has like good things to say about him.
Yeah, except when there's another guy who's like a little bitch, like Kyrie, he doesn't step up and do anything.
You know, I used to love Kyrie. Was like my favorite. Remember the Uncle Drew videos? Kyrie was like my favorite player when he was on the Cavs. Now,
you serious?
Yeah, I used to love Kyrie. He used to be like my favorite NBA player. Now I can't. Oh God, he's the fucking worst.
You see, he already came out with a video of like that he's home in Brooklyn. He's like, this is where I am. This is where I like raised up, watch the Nets as a kid, go to the finals.
This is where you'll be for 2 years before you like leave and go join like LeBron and Kwhai on the Lakers and AD on the Lakers.
I saw this great blog on Barstool where they posted that video, and then right under it, it's the clip from him, like preseason, when he's like, "Well, hey, if you guys have me," he's in the he's in the TD Garden. Mm-hmm. He's like, "Hey, if you guys have me, I plan on re-signing here after the season." Everyone's like, "Woo!" And he's like laughing.
Yeah, didn't he do that commercial where he was like with his dad?
With his dad in the garden. He's like, "Oh no, the last one to wear 11 in green and white." I mean, that's pretty bad. Like, even if he's not committed, just be like, you got to start from like giving the media nothing. You can't like give him all this and then just like turn.
And I'm sure he got like a huge deal to say all that. Like, he didn't buy into that shit. But still, he could have done a different ad. He just like basically. It's basically like a fuck you to the boss.
And if you're Brooklyn, like if you're those younger guys on Brooklyn, are you like, okay, we're just gonna like cede to whatever Kyrie comes in and says? Like, this guy just like destroyed the Celtics. And if you're a teammate, you're gonna be like, hey, awesome, like we got this guy who everybody hated on our team now. In Durant, he's probably gonna be trying to micromanage from the sideline. I hope it. I mean,
I don't hope it implodes. Actually, I mean they're like a mile from me. It's kind of exciting that there's like. If it was the Knicks, I think I would be like, I hope it implodes. But the Nets are never good. They're always irrelevant. It's like, all right, it's kind of cool that this like new team is like going to be good and exciting. I mean, I'm not going to like become a fan, but I don't know. Yeah. I hope it works out. I mean, I hope the Sixers kick their ass in the playoffs.
That's the thing, though. That's the thing. You can't. I mean, you got them, Celtics, Sixers, and Raptors in the same division.
And Bucks.
They're not in the. I'm just talking about the division. I'm talking about the Atlantic Division.
Yeah.
If you're the Knicks, let's talk about the Knicks. Yeah.
Fucking kill yourself. Like, how?
That's why I'm saying this is more than sports. Is they like Kyrie and Katie wanted to play together in New York, either team,
and they go to Brooklyn.
But they go to Brooklyn.
They go to Brooklyn Nets. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why there's so much more than just like the team, like the legacy. None of that shit matters. I think the ownership matters. I think like who I think these guys can get connections from the ownership, other agents, like the people connected to the team. And I think the Knicks are such a fucking shit show. They're like, yeah, fuck that. I don't even want to deal with that shit.
Well, why would you want to go to the Knicks too when the Nets are like trying to win? They have a better arena. They have a better owner. Well, the owner is like a Russian.
It's a fucking mecca, dude. It's like the best stadium in history.
Yeah, the best. Yeah, the mecca. Fucking Madison.
It's such a piece of shit.
And nobody. We talked about this before. Who was the last big free agent to sign with the Knicks? I can't even remember. It's been.
Did Stoudemire sign with them, or was he traded?
Did he sign with that? I think. He came from Phoenix, right?
Yeah, but I don't know if he was traded or not.
I feel like he was traded.
Let's see, I got it right here. He signed with the Knicks. Okay. Oh no, he was traded.
Yeah, I thought he was traded.
But like
from Suns, right?
Yeah, from Suns.
All right, I want to look at their free agent sign. I know that's
no, he was a signing. He opted out from the Suns.
Okay, but how long ago was that?
$100 million, 2010.
Okay, so it's been a decade basically. Who have they signed since?
No one, dude. Nobody.
It's.
But they had it. They had Porzingis. They had the opportunity, and they're just like the ownership and GMs. Like, I hate to say ownership because
Carmelo. Not to interrupt.
He was a trade though. He was traded, but
they re-signed Carmelo.
No, but they traded for him. But then they re-signed him.
Yeah, you're right. They was originally traded. Yeah.
Oh shit! Sadamar's playing with the Hapoel Jerusalem.
Oh shit! Shalom.
They beat the Montaki Fenlorabra.
Yeah, it's my favorite team, the Montaki Falabras.
He was the Israeli Player of the Month. Can you imagine you're playing the NBA, then you're like, all right, I still want to play and I need to make money, so I'm gonna go over to Israel and play NBA.
Dude, if I was like a college kid, like a college player, and I didn't get drafted into the NBA, I would definitely go play overseas. They get they get like six-figure contracts.
I'm talking about that's different than Stoudemire when you're like 40 years old.
Yeah,
That's going to be the next thing to go over there. Well, I don't know who it was. It was some European guy signed with a team in Europe for a huge contract. You saw that, right? He was like a Bucks guy.
Oh, I didn't see that. Sorry, I'm looking at Knicks free agent signings.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Meta World Peace.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
2012.
Okay, here it is. Coveted free agent Mirotic signed with Euroclub Barcelona.
As opposed to signing with
$50 million deal. Yeah.
See, again, like, isn't it your dream to play in the NBA, and now you're just taking money to go play in some like booty ass league in Europe? Like,
but maybe it's closer to his home. That's the thing. There's so much money out there now. These guys, it doesn't matter. Like, you're looking at the guy's gonna make $50 million. Like, if he's like, okay, I'm gonna live in like a house that costs like $1 million, and like I live a pretty modest lifestyle. $50 million, your grandkids are set. If you know, and you know,
lifestyle. I mean, you could live like more than modest with that kind of salary.
But you know what I'm saying. You know, you buy a place for like $1 million. You know, you're spending like, you know, $250 a year, whatever, and you hire like the best financial advisors, and then you're good. So like, it is what it is. So who cares?
I guess it
goes back home.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But like, you see it in the NHL a lot, where like these NHL guys, like the Russian players, will leave to go play in the Russian league because they get huge contracts, and they come back. They come back and they play in the NHL because they're like, at some point, you want to play in like their Premier League. You want to play in like the best league. So even he's gonna come back. He's gonna make his money there for a couple years, and he's gonna come back and play in the NBA.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, why not? It's fine. International teams, I should say, and it's pretty obvious. We probably should have saw this coming. The way NFL goes to London, baseball they just played in London. These guys are going to bounce around. You know, they go play in Japan in baseball. They're going to start bouncing around to different leagues, and then it's going to be the sports are going to be much more international. Like soccer, you know, the guys, they're elite in like the Premier League and all those elite leagues over in Europe, and then when they're like on the downside, they come to MLS, sign a huge contract, and they're like the best player.
Right, like LeBron.
It's an amazing market for MLS. The quality isn't as good, but you're like worshipped.
Right, like LeBron will go play in Tel Aviv when he's like 45 and still wants to play basketball.
And he'll make a ton of money. They'll pay him so much money.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense when you're older, but like I don't understand like the younger guys. I understand it for kids in high school who are like, fuck it, I don't want to go to college for a year. I'll go play overseas. That I get. I don't understand why they don't do that more often.
Yeah, but I think if they change the rules for the one and done college thing, guys will do that more.
Yeah, I mean, why not? Why would you want to go play in college for a year when you can go get paid to play in Europe?
Yeah, and it's just as good competition.
It might be better, right? I mean,
like
you're playing with NBA guys, former NBA guys, or at least former pros.
I was gonna say Darko. It's not Darko. What's his name for? Totally blank on his name. Dallas. Rookie of the year. What's his name? Oh my god. How do you not know this?
Oh, Luka Doncic.
Doncic.
Oh yeah.
He came over from playing in the Euro League. Yeah, probably like big sports fans. I know, like probably like one of the best young players.
Yeah. They got a lot better too.
How would they sign it? Create like a Euro League. They have Dragic.
They love doing that. They're like them and the Spurs love like.
Yeah,
do they even have Dragic? I don't even know what happened.
They did. Yeah, they got Dragic.
Is that finalized now? Did they finally get him? Ivan Drago.
Yeah.
How about you like have no idea how to run a team? You just have horrible miscommunication and like the deal just falls apart.
What is that?
The whole Sixers Heat Mavs deal for Butler.
Yeah.
It's like such a shit show.
Yeah.
I love how like the Sixers too were like, all right, well we got our guy, so like Mavs, you just figure shit out. Like doesn't affect us at all. Like
so ridiculous. They don't give a shit. They're making so much money. All right. Anything else you want to go over on this?
No, I think. No, I mean
it's gonna be interesting. It's great. It's super exciting. It sucks that there's no loyalty, but it is super entertaining.
I like Kwhai more than I thought I did. He's such an odd guy, but I love that he's like taking time to make this decision. He's not going to sign like right on the free agency period at 6 p.m. He's like, I'm going to figure this out.
Yeah.
I'm glad we have that. drama for a little bit more. It just, I don't know.
His game, what I love about him too is his game is so entertaining. Where like he's not trying to like find fouls, right? Like he'll play through contact. He doesn't do like he got hit and it acts like he just got shot, and like fall to the ground.
Yeah.
Like he'll try to make a move and like actually get a shot up.
Yeah, he doesn't care. He's such like he's like the strangest guy, but
apparently.
He's so strange. But
okay, yeah, that's the last thing. Let's wrap it up with that. If that happens, if he goes to the Lakers,
it's over. They're a monstrous favorite.
They'll be the favorite, but I still don't think
you have the best big man in the league and two of the top 5 players.
I still don't think you can win a championship with just 3 guys. Because if that happens, that means everybody else is going to sign.
What about the Heat?
The lowest paying deal.
The Heat did it.
They had different type of players though. We went over this before.
I don't know that they had. I would say Kwhai.
And you're an older LeBron. In the Heat, they were in their prime. Kwhai and AD were in their prime, but LeBron is end of prime.
He's end of prime, but it's big. I don't know. They'll make it work. They're going to be a monstrous favorite if he signs it. Those 3, plus you have Kuzma, and then
whatever.
Yeah, but he can be whatever because you have 3 superstars on your team. Who's going to beat them? So they're just stacked. I mean, they would be a monstrous favorite if he signs.
Yeah.
Right now, the league's wide open. If LeBron or Kawhi signs,
it's super wide open.
I mean, right now, I don't even know who's favorite. It could go to anybody.
I know that'd be interesting. Let's see, NBA odds for the championship, 2020, right?
Yeah, I mean, are they
Lakers and Bucks?
Yeah,
they're assuming. Yeah, Lakers are 3-2. Philly's 3rd.
Yeah, it's gonna. I mean, if he goes to the Lakers, though, it's over.
Oh shit! Boston actually is number 2
overall.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, I'm just kidding. They're like 12.
Oh my god.
The Nets are over Boston actually. Well, they have the same odds actually.
Yeah. They'll make it work. They'll sign a bunch of vets at the minimum. I mean, who's not going to want to play in LA with those 3?
I hate to say, it's just like fuck that shit.
I was looking at who they could possibly sign to. It's not names that are going to blow you away, but it's names that when they sign, you're going to be like, okay, that's a decent player.
Phil Wojnarowski over here. Do you have your free agent spreadsheet up?
Yeah.
You're like, how does the mid-level exception with a take a discount here and waive this fee and this clause? Yeah, there we go. I'll sign him right in there.
I've been like, do you ever see the Always Sunny in Philadelphia gif where he's like got all the shit on the wall and he looks all stressed out? That's like basically me trying to figure out NBA free agency. Like, if he signs a max extension and he takes the first tax.
It's those memes are so funny, but unfortunately some of them get so played out. Like the one I was thinking of is The Hangover when he's playing poker and all the shit's like floating and like all the calculations. But that happens like everybody uses that, and then like corporations start using it like brands, and you're like, okay, this is like super played out. It's like when your parents start to use like a cool phrase, and you're like, what the fuck are you saying?
Yeah, your dad just goes to the kitchen and dabs. He's like, hey, oh cool, turkey for dinner.
Yeah, he's like, hey.
Did you see the clip of the kids dabbing on Team Jeopardy? Jesus Christ, like, that killed the dab right there. They had no idea what they were doing. They were like, I'm Ben from Ohio, and they were like doing. They had no clue how to dab. They killed it. That's the end of it. If the dab had any life left, it died.
They're like 12 years old. That's like what you. Even if they like, the dab was even more popular like 2 years ago. That means they were so young. They probably did it all the time.
Yeah, it's just so funny. They had no idea. They were like trying to do it. Oh god, it was hilarious.
All right, let's change it up here. So we were talking about doing a movie TV, I don't know, kind of review. Some are slow. NBA was big, but so it kind of came up randomly that we should do Black Mirror. And I know everyone flipped out. Here we go. Watched it like 3 weeks late. How about like a piece of shit and didn't like flip out and watch it like right away. How about like, I have shit to do and I don't have to like fucking like jump on Netflix the second it wants.
No, you got to
Like,
jump on it right away. Yeah,
Netflix!
yeah, yeah. The minute it comes out, it's like NBA free agency.
There's
Right
like
when
a
it gets
timer.
released.
There's like a timer on it. It expires. No,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
we just watch TV normally.
You like sound like an old man. Like get really upset at Netflix. We talked about Black Mirror last week, and you didn't want me to spoil it.
Yeah, so
so
I
what do you
finished it
think?
up. Okay, so yeah, spoilers. This is just the newest season of Black Mirror.
Spoiler alert!
Where's that fucking siren you had last
Oh, you want to get a siren
week?
out?
That was so good.
That's
It was so good.
That's
Like
the
what is
delay
it,
for a
like
second.
Chernobyl over here, like or
Yeah.
like North Korea.
Yeah. All right, we got spoilers.
Oh God. I'm so loud. Turn that shit down.
That's actually my air conditioning. That's what happens when I turn it on.
Yeah. Real quick. Meanwhile, how about like North Korea has like a DMV? Like, did you go like the DMZ zone in North Korea, or would you go to like a really shitty like
Fuck. What the fuck? All right, back to Black Mirror. I don't know what kind of random. Would you go to like a dictatorship to get your driver's license? What the fuck was that?
I saw those headlines today. Trump went to like the DMZ, the demilitarized zone. DMZ. Yeah. I look at it all the time and think of the DMV.
Yeah, Trump and Kim Jong-un just stay. Please, like, kill everybody in your family in like the most horrific way. It's like, oh my God, Uncle Yoon, piss me off. You like feed him to dogs. You like feed him to dogs, hit him with like cyanide. You like shoot him with like an anti-aircraft gun. Like, please just like kill people in the most absurd fucking way. It's so ridiculous.
So hard that you're doing it.
It's like, okay, I'm not just gonna kill you. I'm gonna put you in front of like an anti-aircraft gun. It's like, okay, man.
Yeah, you're like you go to like your 4th of July party this weekend, and your uncle like spills a beer on you, and you're just like, all right. You just like walk him out back and just like hit him over the head with like a brick. You're like,
yeah,
oh, God.
Just clap your hands. Some guys come out and drag him away, and you're like, all right, let's feed him to rabid dogs. It's like, oh my God.
All right. Anyways, Black Mirror. I don't know, dude. I was on Black Mirror so long ago when it first came out, like one of the originals. I'm gonna humble brag that.
Mm-hmm.
This season, dude, it was clearly
they may need
to stop. Like they may need to stop doing the show because even the last one, where it was just a single release with like the interactive game, you had to like choose. That was pretty poor. That was pretty poor. Like you don't even remember that. That's what I'm saying. Like this shit's got to be memorable, and it was bad. It was just fucking bad.
The last episode, especially, everybody told me how bad it was going in, and I was like, all right, I'll give it a chance. It's like a Nickelodeon show.
That's a great analogy.
Stupid.
That's a really good analogy.
Yeah, it was like an ABC Family show. It's like a show you would watch with like your daughter. It's like Herbie Fully Loaded or something.
It's true. It's totally true.
It was so stupid. It made no sense. There were so many plot holes.
This is really problematic, your take, actually. I'm going to cut you off here because, of course, you're going to shit on the one that has like the young women on it, right? I'm sure you'd be a lot happier if it was like 2 young men, like, if you can relate to it, like the white men, you need like white men. If it was a white male episode, you'd be like, yeah, this is the greatest episode ever. They got this little talking thing that talked about sports. Instead, you're shitting on it because it's young women.
Yeah. That's me, That's who I am. It was so dumb. It was like bad. The end. Oh, it was so God. Bad. The first 2 episodes are okay, I guess, but like.
So first episode, okay, let's start from the beginning.
First episode weirded me out a little bit. Like I was like, it was the most Black Mirror-esque episode, but it was kind of strange. It was a little uncomfortable.
It was.
Like,
that's why it's Black Mirror. Like it wasn't the best Black Mirror episode, but it totally fit it. It fit in with all the fucked up things that you do. Like that's what I feel about Black Mirror. It's like they have an initial twist, but then there's always something even more to it. So you're like, okay, here's this like crazy, VR game that you can get into, and it's like your whole body. You're like, okay, that's cool. Like that could be pretty scary though too. Like you can get like lost in this world, and clearly like he's fighting him, and you're feeling the pain. So you're like, okay, that's super fucked. Like what's gonna happen? Like are they gonna kill each other? Oh no, they're gonna
fuck. Yeah,
and like really intensely. So you're like, okay, they clearly did not expect that. Like how many people thought that was what was gonna happen next?
Okay, I have to ask though. So they can feel the sensation in the game. If they can feel it that strongly that they're like addicted to having sex in VR, then wouldn't they feel like they got their ass kicked if you just played the game normally and you were like punching and beating the shit out of each other and like throwing fireballs at each other? How the hell is that like you don't feel that as much, but they have like sex and they're like, oh my god, I can't have sex with my wife anymore. It's just so silly. Like, what
Yeah, I
was?
mean that's maybe like I feel like nitpicking, like
Yeah,
the minor things, but like I get your point. I think it's a fair point. Like, yeah, like if you got hit with a fireball, would you feel like like you got just burned by like you were in a fire and you would have like be close to death? I guess you should, right?
yeah. I mean, if they felt the sex that intensely, I don't get why like they wouldn't feel a punch to the face that intensely too.
Yeah, yeah. But I thought it was hilarious too that they're like, all right, let's see if this is true in real life. Which I was like, okay,
Oh
good.
my
That's actually
god.
hilarious.
Yeah, yeah. When they meet in the rain and they're like,
Yeah,
okay, let's like, yeah.
I thought
He's
that
like,
was
kiss
hilarious.
me.
Because it's so
Um,
true. But I think they acted that really well too, because they knew it was like what they were doing, like they liked it, and then like, okay, this is fucked up. Like, let's like be men about this and like figure like stop being like we're stupid about this and see if we're actually gay. And then they're like, okay, yeah, we're clearly not.
so they weren't gay. Like, what was the point? They. I think the other guy was like the single friend. Because remember he said that like he would do the same with like other people, and
Yeah,
it just that wasn't the same.
yeah.
I don't know. I'm not trying to dig too deep in this episode. I was kind of
Yeah,
confused
no, I
by.
think so. Yeah, and then but then of course it was hilarious at the end too, where that's like his once a year, like he gets like
Yeah,
the
yeah,
little bean to put on his like head, and
yeah,
then like she gets to go like sleep with someone.
yeah.
I'm like, hey, I guess if that works for both of you, then more power to you. It's
Right.
20, that's not, who knows, 2019. You never know like how far in the future this stuff is,
What a
but
ridiculous. Imagine like your kid grows up. It's like okay, yeah, every day on Dad's birthday, he's gonna go have sex in virtual reality, and Mom's gonna go pick up a guy at a bar. Here's a
yeah,
cake. It's like
that's true.
that
Yeah,
gets me so fucked up.
that's true. Yeah, I thought
Uh,
the kid was gonna get involved because they showed him in like one episode, but he didn't. He like they disappeared.
yeah, yeah. I don't know what I thought. I thought the
It's so
kid was gonna like.
convenient. That's one thing that I hate about shows that have kids in it. It's like, does anyone like their kids always gone at the perfect time? They're always so well behaved. There's always like a babysitter available. It's
Until it
like,
has to be like interwoven in the plot, and then it's like,
yeah,
okay, let's
yeah,
make this
exactly.
kid like. Well, now he becomes an issue all of a
How
sudden out
there's
of
so many
nowhere.
shows like Dexter. You watch Dexter, right?
No, no, I actually never
Oh, you
did.
didn't watch Dexter? Oh,
No.
okay. Yeah, I'm trying to think. There's a show we just watched that was like that. Oh, you watch Marvelous Mrs. Maisel?
Yeah.
Yeah, like her kids, right? It's like her fucking. She just gives her kids anywhere, and she goes out all day, all night. Same thing with like her husband.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, the kids just are non-story until something happens with them.
Right. And they like randomly like leave the baby in the car. Did you
Yeah,
watch season 2 when they like
yeah,
leave it in the car and it's like a
yeah,
joke?
yeah,
It's like the kids are there and they like act out, but it's like funny act out. Like they
yeah,
nobody like
yeah,
she's gone till like 3 in the morning. She's like a single mom. Like
yeah,
where are the kids the whole time?
yeah, yeah, exactly.
And then like
Um,
all of a sudden, yeah. Anyway, moving on.
um, okay, so then second, so okay, why don't we do let's introduce our scale. Let's do 5 stars, right? And we can do a half stars. So out of 5 stars, this is gonna be our rating system here. We'll give some stuff ratings.
2.5 to that first one.
2.5. Wow.
Yeah. Maybe through nah.
Hey, that's your score. That's what you get. That's your gut reaction.
Yeah, 2.5.
I'll give it a 3. I think it was decent.
It wasn't bad. Yeah,
I
I mean,
think
it's
it
like
was,
2.5
and I
for
think it's
this.
higher because the rest of the season was so fucking bad.
I didn't mind the second episode. I might rank the second episode a little higher.
Okay, yeah. Second episode,
Maybe like a 3.
the guy. Okay, I bet you rated like read it before we even review it. Okay.
All right, moving on.
Yeah. Okay.
Marvelous Miss Maisel, episode 6.
I watch like old ladies, like 60 shows.
Yeah. Morning, girls. Thank you for being a friend.
It started off interesting. Like you're like, okay, like what's going on? This guy's like pretty fucked up. What's his story? But then it comes in and they're like, okay, clearly like the Facebook-ish company can find out all the information about the guy before the police. And it's like, oh yeah, well no shit. Like we all know that now. It's not like that's a, oh my god, I can't believe this is a thing.
Yeah.
Because that's usually what it is. Like Black Mirror has something that you're like, oh my god, I can't believe they did like that with this technology. It's like, okay, yeah, they look up the guy's profile. It's like, yeah, they do that all the time. That happens all the time now.
We got breaking news here.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Breaking news. Former Celtics superstar signs with the Washington Wizards. Isaiah Thomas reportedly signs with the Wizards on a 1-year deal. Remember when he was good? Anyway, back to Black Mirror.
Yeah, so that's the thing. It's like, okay. And then they didn't take it that extra step. That's what I expect out of Black Mirror, right? Okay, they find out all the information on this guy. So how do they take it the next step to make it really fucked up? Which they didn't.
No, the twist was that they reversed the call so they could listen in. And you're like, oh my god! It's like they could do that now. They could probably do that 5 years ago.
It's not new.
She's like, hang on, I can do this trick, and it's like, okay, it's not that like they could have done that years ago. I think the twist was that Topher Grace wasn't an asshole. That like he was like a funny like normal dude. Because like the best was when he was sitting there and he's like, fuck, when they tell him, and they're like, okay, he's gonna be a huge dick, but he actually was like a normal guy. That was like the twist. That like he was like trying to actually help.
Yeah, I guess so.
It was dumb.
And then they put in the thing where he's like, he's depressed. He's at the circle help, whatever it's called. Because he was depressed, so he met the girl and she was trying to get her daughter's password, but she couldn't figure out the password. Yeah. Like that was his final gift.
Right in front of her the whole time.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
That kind of felt like a TV show that you could have watched any TV show, like a crime show. And that's what it was.
It was a poorly done Black Mirror.
And then the British people, they're like, the British cops, they're like, oh, yeah, we knew that. Like the information, and it's like, okay, like they're like acting really surprised. And it's like, and then, okay, then of course, the dumbest thing too. This is nitpicking the writing too, kind of how you nitpicking the last one. The sniper rolls up into the middle of the field.
Oh, I had this problem too. So you're not.
And he's like, I can't. He's like, I don't have a clear shot because I'm going to hit the other guy. It's like, okay, how about we just like move the car to like the side? The side. Go to the side.
That's what I was saying. He's like, I don't have a clear shot. I might hit him. It's like, dude, just move to the side so you can shoot to the side of the car.
When you do stuff like that and you make it prominent, like they made that a prominent part of the episode because it was like they kept going back to that guy. It's like, okay, you got to think that further through. If that was like a quick thing, then okay, but that was bad. So I didn't like that one. I'd give that one.
I gave it like a 3. You know what I didn't like though was that I get the whole point of the episode was that these things happen, and the scene at the end where everyone's looking at their phone, no one gives a shit. So it's like there's this whole
that's a good point. I like that. Yeah.
Nobody cares. But the one I like that, but I didn't like the fact that they didn't show you what happened to the passenger. Like, why do you have to have a cliffhanger on this episode? Just like, just at least show that he survived, or like, I hate when they do that. Making us wonder if he was killed is just silly.
Yeah. So many times too. Last thing on nitpicking this one is okay. Never mind. Fuck that. I'm not gonna say that. All right. Third episode.
Doing all these like mid-credit scenes now too. Did you notice that Black Mirror all of a sudden is doing like these scenes post-credit? Like they'll show like one title card.
Like, oh, we're being edgy.
Yeah. The show's getting.
I think because they know that on Netflix, when you finish an episode, it immediately like puts that into like a small box and starts the next one. They're like, hey, we want to make sure everyone sees our name on screen.
Yeah.
You're like a narcissist. Okay, third episode. I don't even know what it's called. Miley Cyrus was the artist, and there was a girl who bought the little toy, which I thought it was a stupid toy. I thought it was a stupid toy. Like, I wasn't like, oh, this is like super interesting. Like it was supposed to be like Alexa almost. It was like, was it? Like usually it's related to something we can kind of relate to in present day.
The toy didn't bother me because that was like, it just the whole like, all of a sudden they like have a program in their basement, like software in their basement to like expand the toy's mind so that it can.
Oh, yeah, that was ridiculous too.
What the fuck is that?
he's an exterminator, and he has like fucking like black ops like laboratory in his basement.
Yeah,
Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, and he can like randomly like they like plug it in. It just shows the brain. Like no, it would
Yeah,
not do that.
it's like,
Like
oh, there
all
it
you
is.
do is highlight it and expand it out like you're cropping a photo. Like no, that's not how it works.
Like, and they show his car, like it looks like fucking the Dumb and Dumber car that has like fur like
Yeah,
on the
yeah,
side
yeah,
and stuff.
yeah.
But it's like, okay, if they set the scene up where it's like, okay, we're in this crazy futuristic world where like everyone has insane like technology in their houses, okay, then I'll think about it. But they made it seem like it was like your next door neighbor. It's happening to right now. This is like
Right.
happening. That's the guy's basement.
And also, what bothered me is that those kids, like, I guess apparently if you um, electrocute a security guard, break into a home, poison a member of that home, start a police chase, crash it into an arena, like, you do all this shit, and apparently you just get off scot-free.
I don't even remember. Did anything happen at the end? Like she stood
Situation.
out. She stood there and like came out. Everyone was like, "Oh shit!"
Yeah. And the aunt was like, fuck. See, again, why does Black Mirror not tell you what happens to the aunt? They don't tell you what happens to the guy, the hostage in the sniper episode. They don't tell you. It's like, okay, enough with the cliffhangers. The cliffhangers are unnecessary. We don't need, or like
Yeah.
leaving us wanting more. It's not like pertinent to the plot. You could tell us what happened. It's not going to make the episode any better or worse. So just like what happened to the aunt? The aunt just like, apparently she probably got off because the kids got off despite breaking like 17 laws that entire episode.
It was like a superhero movie where it's like you get away with anything. Also,
like,
the writing was just horrendous. Like so many scenes reminded me like of the aunts. Like when she's sitting. I just watched it last night, so it's kind of a little bit like vivid in my mind. But Miley Cyrus is sitting at the piano, like writing, playing music, and then the aunt comes up. She like just got out of the shower, and then they're fully having a conversation, like face to face, and then out of the middle of nowhere, she goes, "Hey, Ashley, great job on the songs." And I was like, "What the fuck? Like, who says that in a mid conversation?" Like, I'm just all of a sudden, I'm like, "Hey, Phil," and then the.
Well, I know somebody, but
Jesus Christ. Her acting when the cops come in, right? They burst in and she just goes on the ground. I don't want to die. I don't want to die. I don't want to die.
Yeah,
like, what? Yeah. Like, okay, you're such like a piece of shit. Like that's what she says. Like that's what they wrote to be her lines.
Okay, and also, how about the fact that like they say that she had a shellfish allergy, allergy, but I can't think. Okay, so the hospital doesn't want a toxicology report. They're just like, okay, it's shellfish allergy. I guess we'll just believe the aunt. Like they don't like realize that she has like a huge amount of drugs in like her system, or like the security guard just tells the doctor not to come in. Like fuck off. Yeah. Like if you're not gonna let me in, I'll call the fucking police. Like. How did that happen? Nobody realized that she had like a massive amount of like drugs in her system.
No, yeah, and like it's being reported on the news that she's in a coma from shellfish. I mean, can that even happen? Yeah, I guess you
could you could have a shellfish allergy, but you probably would die.
No, I know, but yeah, I mean, when was the last time you heard someone in the news that had died from or went into a coma from shellfish?
I don't know. I mean, I suppose it happens. That's a shell of a way to die. But
Jesus Christ. Yeah, this is like the dad podcast. Yeah, good joke, Dad.
Yeah. The dad episode of the podcast. It was so stupid. It was like the worst.
It was so bad, and then like they just kept going and like worse and worse, and then like. The little toy becomes like her 100%.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
how does that happen? How like with no explanation? Like, can they give any explanation? Like, oh, like they said they put her thoughts like into it. Like, first of all, I think they did an episode that was kind of like that already in the previous seasons. Mm-hmm. But then like, give us some backstory. She's sitting on the dashboard like drive. I'm like, what is this? Like fucking like
totally
like Avengers,
Yeah,
like, okay.
Yeah. Also, like, why is she in a coma? and she's like a demon. They're like, oh, let's listen to Ashley O's new song. It's like, hey, what a girl! It's like, what the fuck is that?
And they're like, wait, it's okay.
Yeah.
Just turn up the, just hit those 2 buttons over there. And they're like, oh, here we go.
Yeah. Oh, it's all set to hit.
It's all ready to go.
Yeah. It goes from like to like
Taylor.
It's like this great song. It's like, okay, what the fuck is that? This guy with like this ridiculous machine that he can like change her song into like this hit. It was so dumb.
The last thing on it too, like if they're gonna have this futuristic stuff, like everyone's PC police, like nowadays. What the fuck is that? Everyone's PC police now, in like modern day. So you kind of assume that everyone's PC police in the future, or whenever these futuristic episodes are supposed to happen. So distracted while you're fucking walking around.
Water.
If PC police are in this episode, or in this, speaking of, we didn't do a PC police. Oh my god. You spit water all over your computer. This is good radio.
Oh, Jesus Christ. What's PC police?
PC police. No. It's PC police in 2019, like we are right now. You got to assume everyone's PC police in the future when these episodes take place. So everyone talks about how fucked up everything is. You got to respect people. So everyone's going to be super stoked that you just don't give a shit that Miley Cyrus is in a coma and you created a giant fucking hologram of her and you're just going to make a ton of money off it. And you're like, sweet, fuck yeah, like this is so good. Like, fuck you, Miley.
Right. And nobody cared that, like...
Everyone's like, yeah, great idea.
Nobody was like, wait, where is the real Ashley? Like, you guys are just, like, profiting off of her.
Where's Twitter being like, problematic, hashtag, like, no hologram?
Yeah.
An episode, a Twitter episode would have been much better.
Remember, they did do a Twitter episode. Everyone hated it.
It was the social media one. And there was the Instagram one, wasn't it?
No, it was the bees one. The bees!
Yeah, I don't really remember that one that much.
Yeah, everyone hated that one. I didn't mind that one. I thought that one was kind of interesting.
All right, star rating for this one.
1.
1, yeah, 1. It's the lowest we can go. 1. All right, let's cover the last thing here. The last topic we were talking about, to kick off summer. We were talking about how fucking hot it is everywhere.
Oh my god, it's so fucking hot.
How we like adjust to like normal like seasons.
Yeah, it's not normal seasons.
It's a heat wave. It happens every year. There's heat waves every year.
It's so bad. I did the Pride run this weekend, and it was like ridiculous. It was probably like 85 with.
Okay, that's like extremely normal, like 85 degrees.
70% humidity.
Normal.
I mean, people were like, the medical tent was like overflowing. It was so hot.
Because there's all those like fat, out of shape people who were like, yeah, I'm gonna do like a 5K today.
Definitely not. It was so hot. Everybody was like walking and shit. It was ridiculous. It was like running in a fucking oven.
Okay, yeah, it sounds like exactly like what I would expect. Summer in the Northeast, summer in New York. It's exactly what it was.
Yeah, I hope not.
Okay. Anyways, the topic of conversation is appropriate clothing for work in summer. So depending on your job, like obviously some people got to wear suits, like we're excluding those kinds of people. But some people have the ability to kind of wear comfortable or like normal clothes or just regular clothes. So we're talking about, I can wear normal clothes, but I always wear jeans every day. Like I could probably wear shorts to my office and no one would say anything because some people wear ridiculous shit, but I could probably wear shorts and no one would say anything. But I feel like an asshole. What's your take? I mean, do you wear shorts in your office?
No, I feel like shorts should be off limits.
Yeah.
You should not like go into the office where you're inside most of the day. So I don't care how hot it is outside. It's not like what are you like working on like working in like Central Park? Like I think long pants. Just wear jeans. Shorts, it looks so weird when you see like a guy's bare legs in the office. It's like, I don't want to see that. Yeah. Guy today was wearing sandals. It's like, come on, man. I don't want to see your fucking feet.
These are like long toenails too, and you're just like, ugh.
Yeah.
you see like the dirty ass like sandals too. Usually for those like rainbows is like grease and like leather oil everywhere. You're just like, ugh.
But the other thing is that you're in New York City. You're gonna walk around with
that too.
on all day. Like you go outside, you go on the subway. You're just basically walking around New York with your bare feet.
I remember that. So I used to wear. All right, here we go. TBT. Merc used to wear Crocs all the time in New York. I used to wear Crocs all the time. Those are my favorite. I should probably get some more. I haven't had them in a long time.
Well, you are a dad now. It's a good dad attire. Would you marry a Batali wearing like orange Crocs?
And wear them, and then your feet are like black. It's just so disgusting from like the soot that's like on the ground in New York. Then you're gonna walk around in the office all day. You know, they probably take their shoes off in the office, like under their desk and stuff.
People do that without like I've walked by a desk. Yeah, and their feet out, like out of their like shoes.
I see people do that all the time. It's just like on a plane. It's just like on a plane. Like get your fucking feet in your fucking shoes.
Oh my god, on a plane's even worse. Like I don't want to sit next to a guy who has like
Oh, you don't sit next to a guy. What the fuck?
What the fuck? Yeah. I don't want to sit next to a guy wearing with bare feet on the plane. Like it's fucking gross. Put shoes on.
Yeah, I think shorts. You know, a lot of offices, it's a lot of liability, which is kind of weird. Like when I used to work construction, it's like you'd want to wear shorts because it's so fucking hot. But then they're worried about you like injuring yourself with like pants so you should have jeans on.
Yeah, and you probably wear boots too.
Then it's like boots. But it's like okay, if like a fucking metal post is gonna like crash into my legs, like my jeans are gonna do a fucking thing.
Yeah, I mean I think it's more like
get stabbed by something, you know.
It'll protect you against like if there's like a piece of rebar sticking out and it like grabs your leg. At least it'll hit the pants first.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean it's. It's just as uncalled for. In any type of office, even if it's super low key, like your office, to wear shorts is it. But I guess it's like hypocritical because you have a problem with like women wearing like a dress to work, like a little bit like a summer dress. I don't care.
No,
like that shows like a little bit more leg. It's like okay, that's fine. But I don't know. It's
you'd be like a huge pervert and want women to wear like short dresses to your office. You're like, yeah, I don't mind. You can be shorter. Yeah, a little shorter is okay. Yeah, shorter's good.
Oh, hello. So yeah, I'm not even gonna joke about that. I don't know. Guys wearing shorts, it's like, come on, just put on jeans or put on dress pants. I don't know what
because I don't think dresses are normal. Like you can even wear like what are they called? Power suits. No, power suits are pants. But like when women wear skirts are totally normal. Because like I don't know, because it's just more appropriate for women to wear things that get cut off at their knees or whatever, whatever you want to call it. And guys, you don't see the hairy ass legs.
All right, can we do an old man yelling at clouds segment here for a second?
Here we go. All right.
Yeah, I agree with you on all that. But there was a girl in the office the other day who had like a midget was walking around.
Be careful. Here we go.
Like I don't want to sound like I'm like 70 years old, but that I don't know. That's like wearing shorts. Like that's inappropriate for the office, in my opinion.
She's wearing a what?
She's wearing like a midriff. Like you can see her stomach as she's walking around the office.
Yeah, that's
like that's like a guy wearing shorts. Like I don't think that's appropriate for an office.
Well, that's like no. You know what that's more related to is wearing a tank top if you're a guy.
No, because I think a tank top is like really uncalled for.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I think it's uncalled for like a midriff.
Yeah, it is weird. Everyone was like kind of like saying stuff behind her back too, when she would like walk away, being like, "What the fuck is that?" She's super young,
like hairy ass like shoulders. These guys are like disgusting. You're like oh, because they're like hairs just falling like everywhere as they walk around.
What do you have, like a gorilla, like a bear that works? What are you talking about? They're shedding. We got men everywhere with like werewolves who like shed their hair everywhere.
Midriff's inappropriate for work. It's like school.
Yeah. I mean, were you allowed to wear shorts in high school? I don't remember. I don't think we were.
Yeah. Oh yeah, in high school. Yeah, absolutely.
Where were you? Maybe we were. Maybe I'm misremembering. Because we were allowed to wear like sports jerseys in school. I remember I used to wear like that was so bad. Can you imagine wearing like a sports jersey? I would wear like a Phillies jersey. Like when the Flyers won, I put on like a Flyers jersey and go to school. But the teacher would be like, "My God, like what the fuck? Like wear like normal clothes."
People do that. when like championship, like big football weekend, you wear your jersey.
Oh, if like the Eagles
like
with the
Patriots
Super Bowl, I'll
jersey.
probably wear like an Eagles thing like the next day.
Yeah.
But not like if they beat like the Jets in like or the week 2. I'm like, okay, no.
Okay.
Dude, there was a guy that I used to work with when the Mets were in the World Series. What year was that? That was like 2014.
Yeah.
He showed up to work. He had a Mets hat, a Mets shirt, Mets shorts, and then he brought a broom with him because the Mets, I guess they swept to get into the World Series. It's like, okay,
For
man,
the Dodgers,
like,
yeah.
what the fuck? Like, that is like ridiculous. It's like wear one of those things and don't bring the broom. Like,
yeah, that was curse of the Mets too. They were fucked after that.
yeah, but they lost to the Royals, right?
Yeah.
What else would you say is like unacceptable in the office, dress wise?
Certain summer dresses I think are like really short ones.
Oh my god.
Really short ones.
Okay.
Because like ones that really start to like
The ruler out.
go
You're like
up
measuring
go up like the thigh. Yeah, I have like a when you go to like 7-Eleven and they have, for if someone robs the store, they have like the tape measure that's like on the door. No, you see that? There's like a tape measure on the door that goes up from like 4 feet all the way up to like 8 feet. So the security cameras show you when you're leaving if you like rob the store. So like, okay, the guy was like 6 feet, one.
Wow. I've never seen that. I guess that makes sense. Okay.
So yeah, I have one of those
Right,
on my door.
When you rob a 7-Eleven, make sure you shatter the glass before you go in, so no one can see how tall you are.
I have one of those tape measures on my door, so when someone comes in, I'm like, ow, ow.
How would you like a roller coaster? Like, oh, yeah, you're too tall to come to ride in Merck's office. Your cubicle.
Yeah, midriff's probably too much. Certain dresses. Oh my god. Certain dresses, yeah, but I mean, I think people for the most part are pretty good. I'd say, I don't know, getting certain territory here, but probably like tank tops. Definitely tank tops for guys.
Yeah, definitely not.
And then I'd say like spaghetti strap stuff. Remember spaghetti straps were like super problematic in high school?
Yeah.
Super problematic in school.
I don't remember them being problematic in high school.
Certain
yes, I know where you're going.
People would wear spaghetti strap tops, and it's not appropriate. It's like, okay, like you should probably go to the.
Oh my god. Okay. Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, but that's pretty bad. But yeah, shorts. I think shorts are no. You just feel like an asshole. You kind of feel like less. Like when you see someone show up, they look nice and they have like decent jeans on, or khakis with like a nice shirt. You're like, okay, I look like I'm like in high school, like wearing shorts and like a t-shirt.
Yeah, there's definitely levels though. Like you even if you're in like in a really low key office.
Yeah.
Some people are gonna get really dressed up, but like there's still levels. You can't just drop to like the lowest level possible. Show up in like running shorts and like
even if you showed up like as a client or someone, you'd be like, this kid kind of like, who the fuck is this guy? Like, who is this kid that they hired?
Yeah.
It dates you. It makes you look like you're like 12 years younger than you actually are too.
Oh my god! Somebody came in the other day. They had stain on their shirt. That looks bad too.
Yes.
Like, and it wasn't a stain that like they had gotten like that day. You could just tell. It's like, how does that happen? How do you? Yeah. I mean, I guess like we were always rushed in the morning. Maybe you put on a shirt, you don't realize it.
Yeah.
But it didn't feel like that. It was just like that. Just looks so bad too.
Yeah. All right. So no shorts in the office. Summary.
Do we expand this to like just office faux pas in general, like things you shouldn't do in the office in the summer?
Okay, like let's do it quick. We're over an hour now, so let's do it quick.
All right. Like opening a window without asking anybody is really annoying. Especially when you're on a higher floor. It's like, just ask, can I open this window?
Yeah, you always ask, like, hey, you mind if I open the window?
Yeah, but some people don't. I've seen people just like reach over and they're like, "Ugh!" and they like just shove the window open. It's like, okay, fucking chill. Like,
probably try to commit suicide. Like, open the window so you can like jump out.
Oh my god, that got really dark.
Cooking fish is definitely like probably number one.
Okay, in general.
Certain foods smell like shit too, and it just like fills up the office. And it's like, okay, like it's unnecessary.
Okay, so we're just talking in general then, not summer. We're
That's a
talking
faux pas. Oh, summer. Okay. Yeah. Well, that's probably in summer too, because usually it's like it's warmer in the office
yeah.
sometimes. AC's not like pumping all the time.
Yep. So like the AC was out the other day, and we were all like
Oh
sitting
my
like
God.
sweating,
Yeah.
and this guy reheated like Thai food,
Ugh.
and it smelled so bad. It just like floated through the stale air. We're all just like, oh, come
Yeah.
on, man. Like, then he took it out and he was eating it, and it's just like, oh.
Ugh.
But yeah, the AC was out. It was so hot. Like,
I would say on that note, adjusting the thermostat without kind of asking the communal,
yeah.
like who's affected by
Oh
it.
yeah.
Because if someone,
That's like opening the window. It's like you got to
yeah,
ask.
same
No,
thing. You got to be like, hey, you mind if I turn it up or down? And it's like, yeah, sure, or yeah, let me put a jacket on, or like, fuck no, it's hot as shit. Like, put a fucking sweater on or something. You know?
Another random one is like if you're gonna ride your bike to work in the summer, you have to have like clothes or like a way to shower. Like some guy did that the other day. He was so sweaty. He had pitters, and it was like sweating. It's like, dude, you can't ride your bike in this heat wave and then show up to work and just like you not put on deodorant. He like showed up. He had big pit stains. He was still sweating. Like, come on. It's like if you're gonna do that, you have to plan accordingly. Like I know another guy who rides his bike to work, and he has a gym membership like right next door to work. So he just showers. He rides his bike, parks it. That's a little extreme, but I'm just saying, like you can't just sit there.
I used to do that when I went to the gym in New York when I used to live there. Yeah, you gotta shower. That's like going to the gym and then just coming to work.
It's disgusting. He was so sweaty, and like you're just sitting in that all day. I was like, okay, that's just gross. So if you're gonna like ride your bike or bring a change of clothes, find a place to shower.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's pretty bad. All right. Yeah, so don't do dumb shit in the office or in the summer. Ask is the important lesson today. All right. Well, yeah, summer obviously is slow. We might have a special surprise pod coming up too. So surprise pod. Let's put it that way. Next week.
Surprise.
Yeah, surprise. That's a good. God, this is an old man podcast. We just have like the shittiest jokes. Yeah. All right. Well, hopefully that was good. Got you through. Listened to some time. We appreciate everybody listening. We're getting a lot of good feedback. A lot of new listeners. So thanks everyone, and everyone have a good 4th of July. And then we'll talk to you later.
Peace, America.
All right. Here we go. Week 7. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook. All right. Peace, Phil.
See ya.